also have a little kid, 11 years old. Wataka was saying, when you get hit, you talk to hit back. And that boy got expelled from school because he has an anger issue about his dad being locked up. And he had a fight with an adult at school and got expelled. Okay, and at 11, and at 12, he's in such shutdown. I'm trying to find out from the men that have been through this, how do we reach that 11-year-old? How do we reach that 18-year-old that's lost his faith?
Okay, well, the first part of the question was, yeah, I had 5 brothers, a lot of homeboys. After I got shot, I think, I wouldn't say it changed a lot of people and changed their lifestyle around, but what happened was we got older. So many of us went to the penitentiary looking, real fresh and young, come back with gray hair.
Yep.
A lot of, like, one of my younger brothers that was real heavy in the gang banging, he wound up leaving Los Angeles and going to Las Vegas. I had another brother that was real heavy in gang banging. He got shot up a lot of times. He left Los Angeles with his wife. He went to North Carolina. And then I still got 2 more brothers that pretty much live around there. But what happened was we got older. We got more mature. We started seeing that this was senseless. We sitting up here claiming this hood, claiming this block, and try to go get along with your hood, try to go get along with your block. You don't own nothing up there. My neighborhood where I grew up in, USC took the whole neighborhood over.
Right.
So it ain't like it used to be. You don't go around there now. There's still gang banging going on around there and a lot of youngsters around there. But it's like these kids that's 11 years old, a lot of us as parents, we always try to deal with them like they are homeboys and our homegirls. We got to get back to that days where I'm from the South, from Mississippi. You said yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, all the way till you, gone. And when I left Mississippi and came to LA, when we got off the bus downtown, I'm looking, I'm like, Mama, why are people right on the walls? She's like, baby, I don't know. I seen bums. I said, well, Mama, why are you laying on the ground? I said, the whole way home from downtown, I seen writing on the walls, and I was like, I thought my mama had took us to hell, man. For the first week, I said, Mama, I don't think I'm gonna like this. The first day I went to school at Fauché Junior High. And I came home and I said, Mama, why you send me to school with all these white folks? She said, baby, those ain't white folks, those are Mexicans. I said, what's a Mexican? I ain't never in my life knew what a Mexican was. So she started explaining to me what they was by their food that they eat. Burrito, taco was foreign words to me. I didn't know nothing about this, but you know what? It didn't take me long. I guarantee you I was here less than 1 year and I was writing on the walls. Because everybody else was doing it.
Yeah, Sister Karen, I got a, I'm sorry.
Put you down in.
Oh, okay.
I got you down. Skip?
No, I was just asking Taco, when was my day to facilitate? It's June 20. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You said something?
June the 30th.
It's June 22nd. So June 22nd, the day that I facilitate, I'm going to ask Eric to come back. When you leave, the 24th?
I think we all leave on the 25th, right?
Okay, so the 22nd, June 22nd, Wednesday, I'm going to facilitate post-traumatic stress disorder. So I would encourage everybody to come.
When is that again?
June 22nd. That's when we will do the post-traumatic stress disorder. So I can get you to come back for it.
Oh, no problem, man. I love to come back.
Reverend Ruben?
Yeah.
Yes, one of the things that you said, which is so precious to me, because it's what brought me, when I came back into this community, was that violence isn't normal. And when you're in a culture, a certain culture, that all I know is violence, all I it was, I had to. But I've been working for 5 years. I was living in a neighborhood, really nice, Lamert. And I was like a house minister where the people were coming from jail. And the wrong role and everything. And I was working with them. I found out the processes worked that I was using and supporting them. I had a couple that graduated from school. And went to school, did their degrees, graduated, and lived a new life. So I said, now these things that I'm using here and when I'm working over there, I said, I need to bring back into this community to support. So my biggest thing is, what can we do? We know all these things have happened. We know we've been through stuff. Because I've been through stuff I've been through. I had my best girlfriend. I was on jury duty and I came home and her children played with my children. They said, Mama, Carol's dead. I said, what do you mean? She's dead. She was not by her brother. You know, and she was my next door neighbor. I mean, you know, I was carrying, we were carrying. So I know there is violence. But my biggest thing is now as a community, and that's what I did my dissertation on, was working together as a community to support the children. And it's from taking a gun and a water gun and saying, bang, bang, you're dead. This is where I see it comes from. But we've got to work together to see how we can change the community, change their will to be in, because everything's in a game. We're in a game.
Yes, ma'am.
But to change this, their idea of the types of things that they can do, even though they're raising their parents, they come home, their parents are laid out and everything, and so they're getting little sister to go to school and stuff and everything. So we know these things are happening. But it's a community to get them to know it's okay.
Well, who knows the first sense of violence that we experience in life? The first sense of violence that we ever experienced.
Her mama beat the dog out.
That's what you're saying, your mama beat
She
the
beat the
dog.
dog, she said that dog again.
Who else? Birth. There we go, right there.
The switch.
There we go, right there. Birth. When a child is born, that don't happen no more. They changed that. You know why? Because it's not normal. You can't do that.
Only the ugly one.
No, but that's the first sign of violence that anybody experiences, especially some of us in here probably over the age of 40, 50 years old, you know. That was our first sign of violence. And our next phase of violence, you will see your mom and daddy fight. You know. So we have learned to accept violence, but if all these years that doctors been slapping babies on their bodies, and they done changed that now, why we can't change some things in our life about violence? Why we can't have this room right here with 50, 11, 12-year-old kids here, letting them run this meeting? You know, and that's what we have to do. We have to bring kids in, and we have to use different ways to influence them to come in. Come on, most kids, you say, hey, brother, I'm going to have this thing at the church. Hey, man, I ain't with that. You know? Well, you know, it ain't really about church, brother. It's where people meet it. All right, brother, I ain't with that. You can't make nobody do nothing. My job has been very easy for me when people want to change, but my job has been very, very hard when people don't want to change. And if I continue to deal with people that don't want to change, I will burn out and I won't help nobody. So I work with the people that want to change. Everybody don't want to change. Back in the days, we could tell our 10, 11-year-old kids, well, you know what, man, let them go through that. They're going to learn something. We can't do that no more because they're going to die in the process.
You said something profound about our young people should be taking the charge and leading some of these meetings and whatever. And I would even go as so far as to say we can start a portion, a snapshot of that now. So every now and then we do this. And so I'm going to pitch a question to this young man, because we need to hear from you if we're on target. What do you think about violence? Is it a learned behavior, or does it just come naturally? It's a learned behavior?
I don't believe that would be the fault to hurt people, because it is, like what was said earlier, a lot of us are victims of our environment, so usually within the environment, we tend to see it act off, it becomes normal. And it does, in some cases, it'll start with domestic violence, or even the proverbial whooping, you know. Usually that's how it happens.
Why do you think we have a culture, a young culture that responds so much with violence? Whether we see a dude look at somebody or somebody at a dance contest would kill somebody over something. I mean, why respond with violence?
Acting in themselves, you know, I'll comment on, like when you said, if someone's looking at you at a party, you usually cry, and they probably feel certain ways about themselves for what they're going through in their own home or their own neighborhoods. And sometimes they might even be from different neighborhoods.
Well, the young lady then, what's your response? So why do you think that we have our young people that respond with violence as opposed to just let it slide or that's nothing? The response is get them, hurt them, whatever it is. Especially the girls nowadays. I don't know if y'all watch YouTube, but there's a lot of cat fights that be on there. But why respond with...
cat fight?
I mean, what I'm saying, that's what, I mean, why they fight like that?
Cat fight.
See, honestly, I don't know, but I think it's both, not just something that's taught, but it also comes natural. It's like, if you've never been in a fight, because I have a sister that never been in a fight, but if you put her in a situation where she had to defend herself, she's going to defend herself, whether she was taught to or not. I just think it's like, it comes natural to certain people, and certain people have to be taught certain things. Because you can put me in a situation, and I'm going to automatically fight, but that's not because I've been taught. It's because that's just how I feel. I have to protect myself. When my back is up against the wall, I'm going to defend myself, regardless of who it is. I think certain situations make the person, but I also think the person makes the situation at the same time, too.
Reverend Baker and then Kevin. Reverend Baker first.
I just want to say, well, just two things real quick though. But we're doing my day, and Gerald and the rest of us.
Speak for yourself.
That's over. Well, that's over 60. The worst thing that happened to us was we got hurt and bones got broken and things like that. You know, but I always said, I learned too, that and the many brothers I know used to be proud of it. You know, so how could I be proud of hurting my own people? You know, or anybody really. You know, so it's not a badge of honor for me. You know, it used to be, but not now. But I want to also add to I used to work at Rancho when you were there. You know, and I know what you said was all true.
Yes, sir.
You know, it was all true. But I want to ask you, what really got you out of the mindset that you were in when you were out there, and what is the big difference now? What is keeping you now? Because I know there's a lot of temptation around.
Well, yeah, it is, and what got me out of the mindset is people like this brother right here, people like this brother right here, people like Skip, Vicky, and all these people at this table. When I seen that I had some people, just like he said earlier, there wasn't no punks, that I can go gang bang with y'all, and what we do, we go hit the streets. We don't do drive-bys. That's what, you know, kept me like, okay, I got some folks to work with. They ain't got to be from no gangs. I would work with reverends and, you know, the local union and people like this that got stuff going on and got some type of incentive for kids. Because when I was gang banging, if you came to me and said, man, why don't you start doing it? I'm like, what you gonna do for me? How are you gonna help me get the type of money that I'm getting? Not even all of it, just help me get half. You gonna give me a job? I'm gonna go to the job. I'm gonna get a job with a felony I got in my bad record. It ain't gonna happen. You got to give me something to get me away from this. I'm not no athlete. I wasn't, you know, I'm short. I ain't did no basketball, you know, so I can't go that route. So you got to find something. Now we got to find something that you can get me involved that attract me just as like how my homeboys attracted me to the game. Come with something, man. Don't just come to me and try to pull me out of the mix and you ain't got nothing for me.
Can I do the other part? Real quick. Suppose Skip and the other brother over there, being human, they let you down. what's keeping you? That's what I wanna know.
Well, that's
What's
the thing. You know, I have been in different programs and worked with brothers that were doing intervention work, and they let me down. You know, one brother I was working with, he started messing with young girls that was coming to the program. He let me down because he was my boss. He was working at Rancho. But if Big Mac let me down, I know Vicky and all the rest of these, I know everybody in here can't let me down. Because we're all trying to do the same thing. But that's what don't let me down. And, you know, first of all, when I came today, this is my first time coming to this kind of ceasefire meeting. When I pulled up, I seen this brother getting out of a cab. I was like, this brother come in the cab? That's dedication. That's what keep me going. You know, this brother could be, right now, the Chicago game is on. We don't have to be here. You know, but this is the, I wouldn't choose to be nowhere but right here.
This keep my sanity, right? And, I ain't gonna lie, this for my rehabilitation. Ceasefire. This boy, I'm serious. When I come back to ceasefire, because that same place you live at, I'm from projects. And mama was telling me get busy, right? You know, his mama was telling me, my mama said, get cracking. And when I come to ceasefire, reality sets in. And I said, whoa, life is good. And I'm serious, ceasefire is life. L-I-F-E. I'm going back to ABC school. You know, death ain't fly, guns ain't fly. I don't know what Tupac and Big was talking about, but bullets hurt. And ceasefire is cool. That's about it.
Now, the answer, well, I had an idea for Sister Aaron's question, and her question was, how do you get to the youth, you know, at the early age? What I've seen, I did anger management for 52 weeks. And like he said, a lot of these programs, they don't just come, you have to pay for them, whether it's court ordered or on your own. You pay for those programs, they're not coming for free. And at the end of that, I had learned so much, and I was mad because I was like, wow, they taught me so much. Why this should be part of school? You know, I mean, from an early age, because we got to understand how we work as human beings and how our mind works and what triggers everything. If you pour put water on a grease fire, it's just going to get bigger. Certain things just work, and you don't understand how it goes, but that's how it's working. And I realized that I thought I had buttons to be pushed. Oh yeah, you keep pushing my buttons. You know, hey, no, you don't have any buttons to be pushed. You know, any situation that you can get up and walk away from, that's an avoidable situation. And that's the way the police look at it. They figure, oh, if you had any opportunity to leave, you should have took it, because if you stayed there, you engaged in it and you allowed it to happen. But the kids don't understand where their anger is coming from. And if they get taught anger management, they will understand why you're getting angry. What you perceive as anger is just like